This is John the Witness on the Mind Blowers channel, bringing you hardcore Bible facts. Just to be clear right off the bat, no one knows the day or hour of the return of Jesus Christ. I say this because it is often tempting to assume certain kingdoms mentioned in Bible prophecy are directly identifiable with countries today. That may or may not be true. Why am I bringing this up now? In Revelation, it mentions that the kings of the east will cross a dried up Euphrates River. For those who need a refresher course, the Euphrates River is one of the oldest rivers mentioned in the very story of creation in the book of Genesis. It is currently a river that runs through Syria and is roughly northeast of the current revived city the world knows as Jerusalem. So the question becomes, what would cause this river to be dried up, and what motive would the kings of the east have in crossing the river? And why did Revelation say that in 1 hour, 10 kings, also the 10 toes of Daniel chapter 2, would hate the whore of Babylon the Great? I'm not exactly saying that these 10 kings are the same as the kings of the east, but there could be a correlation. And I am bringing this up because some of us think that all world leaders are in perfect agreement on the New World Order agenda. Part of this might be based on the New Testament saying that Satan's kingdom is united and not divided. But we cannot assume that the unity of his spiritual kingdom is consistently united among his human children. In order for there to be kings of the east crossing the Euphrates in a military maneuver, there has to be a breach of trust and political protocol to the point of war. Currently, the power of the beast is in the West, mainly the U.S., Israel, and Western Europe. If you go back to Daniel chapter 2, the seat of the beast's power was in one country at some point. Babylon was the seat of power, even though China was a power in the East thousands of years ago. Rome was the beast's capital, even though China and Persia were still powerful in the East 2,000 years ago. Britain was the seat of the beast, while Russia and China were great powers in the East, with the Ottoman Empire still strong during the 1800s. Over the past 300 plus years especially, Russia and China have always been a significant thorn in the side of the West-based beast until the New York-born ideology called communism gained traction in both countries, almost completely subduing both. Remember, communism came out of New York. Keep that in mind. However, since communism was allowed to die in 1989, both Russia and China have re-emerged as the dominant powers in the East, with Iran, India, Indonesia, and a few others loosely coming under their influence, at least economically and in other ways. The BRICS alliance, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has expanded the reach of the kings of the East. What does this mean? It means that, of course, the West and East have various points of cooperation to keep the balance of world power in check. As the Bible alludes, there is a spiritual power keeping this balance in place until it is taken away. The leaders of the East and West are loosely on the same team for now, but that uneasy alliance will be broken, most likely once the world figures out what evil is really going on among world powers behind the scenes, including their sorceries. Once broken, the kings of the East will be among those who hate the whore of Babylon and will amass the greatest army in history to defend their interests and bring her down. Part of this army will enter the current fake Jerusalem because the beast's power behind the whore will be based there. And this, I believe, is the reason they will cross the dried up Euphrates River, it being dried up possibly due to a major dam project or the ongoing climate engineering efforts by man. Keep this in mind. I'm John the Witness. Stay strong in the faith of Jesus Christ. Amen.